Hello and welcome to Groundwater Television, brought to you by Franklin Electric. Groundwater TV is your home all week long for the 2015 Groundwater Expo, a source for you to keep up with all the news and notes that you're going to need to make sure that this year's Expo is the best ever for you and your company. Now, Groundwater TV, one great way to keep up with what's going on. Another, you're going to be able to hold right in the palm of your hand, keep up with everything. It's the NGWA app. You'll find that on your handheld device. It's a great way to keep up with exhibit locations, like where folks are located, also individuals that you meet and how to stay in contact with them. All of that is on here, as well as the daily agenda. Another great resource brought to you by the Groundwater Association, and another way that this year's 2015 Groundwater Expo is going to be the best yet. In 2010, 33 Chilean miners were trapped 200 stories below ground. Jeff Hart was one of those individuals who helped rescue them. You probably saw that on TV and now a part of a movie called The 33. Good to see you, Jeff.
I appreciate that. It's good to be here.
This such an amazing, I remember watching it from my living room, live coverage of this taking place. Kind of tell us how you became involved in this amazing rescue.
It's one of those things where this type of target drilling is something we were actually, good at doing. We've done it in many mines before. How they actually picked us, we don't know, as we were working in Afghanistan prior to that, and so we were so far away from anything. It's hard to say how they actually got to us. So
now, were you watching it on the news with everyone else, and then you got the call? Is that kind of how it worked out?
Yeah, that's correct. We were actually watching it since we were in Afghanistan. We had laptops basically, so we could look it up online. We were kind of following that as it goes, and so as that story went on and then they actually called, it was kind of surreal to us. So
the moment when they were rescued, I remember it's like globally there was this celebration. What was it like to be there whenever you all made your way to it and the rescue actually happened?
Once the rescue actually happened, up to that point we had worked so many days, nights trying to make this thing happen. We were ready to get away from it. We were ready to kind of get out, and so we had talked to the Minister of the Mines prior to that to say basically, look, we're gonna head to Santiago as soon as this is all over with. He asked us not to leave the country. So we watched the rescue just like everybody else, but it was a very gratifying thing when the last rescuer actually came up out of the ground. We knew everybody had made it out safe, and a job well done. So.
Now, there's a movie out that I mentioned. The 33 is the name of it. It's out right now. You're played by James Brolin, which is, I think, pretty good to have James Brolin playing you in a movie.
I guess it is. It's very surreal, obviously, to have your name on the credits in the big screen. I was surrounded by a great team of guys. It's too bad that there's not more on the rescue. Like I say, I was just one of the individuals that was there. But yeah, obviously, I've said James Brolin. Obviously, I must look worse than I feel. But hey, everything else is good. So,
have you seen the movie?
Yeah, we actually they put on a private screening for us in Boulder, Colorado, so we were able to go see that. And then obviously went on opening day. You can't hardly miss a movie that you're in on opening day. Right. So yeah, it was a good movie. It's a great story about the miners.
Right. Now, what are you up to now, and how has your life changed kind of post that event?
Life is pretty much the same. I love the drilling industry. Trying to get younger people in there, trying to do as much education as we can. I moved to Hydro Resources, where we're mostly in just the water well industry now. I'm able to stay in the country, which is a very positive thing for me, obviously, with what goes on in the world. Plus the travel just kind of kills you. So just keeping up with the times, trying to get the groundwater industry to grow.
Yeah. Well, you've got a story for the ages. You can tell the grandkids about this. That time a movie was made about something I was involved in.
There you go. Yeah, it's a big part of life. It's a lot of history was made there, and it was good to be part of.
Yeah, it was really neat. Well, Jeff, good to see you. Congratulations on that, and be sure and check out the movie. Again, the name of it is The 33. We're here in booth 1406 with Irvin Kramer of Aqua Locate. Irvin, tell us a little bit about what you guys do.
Well, Aqua Locate is a geophysical company. We primarily sell GF6 seismoelectric systems around the world. The system can determine depth, yield, and potential quality of an aquifer. Additionally, we provide services around the world to people that don't have access to an existing operator. We've sold it to 6 continents, people on 6 continents, and well over a dozen countries. and we're here in 1406 to tell people a little bit more about what we do.
Again, make sure you visit the Aqua Locate booth here at the 2015 Groundwater Expo. We're here on the floor of the 2015 Groundwater Expo with one of our good old friends. Now that you're an old friend, a longtime friend. How about that? John Miller of Mud Technology. Good to see you.
Thank you, David. It's good to see you guys, too.
Now tell us what you got here this year. You guys always bring some really neat stuff. So tell us what we're looking at right here behind you.
The unit you're looking at here is the RST 1400. It's
Okay.
the largest of our Raptor series units that we build for the water well industry.
Okay.
The unit has over 400 gallons per minute cleaning in a 1,400 gallon tank. New this year, we've added a variable frequency drive system
Okay. Yeah.
that allows us to upsize the discharge centrifugal and utilize it to build more pressure and volume so that the drilling contractors are able to take this unit and drill to a greater depth before they have to switch over to the bigger mud pumps that they have on their units. So in essence, they can use this unit and go further with it before they have to stop and move on to the bigger equipment.
Well, that's a game changer there, isn't it?
Well, it allows the guys sometimes to just take a small amount of loads instead of taking several, numerous pieces of equipment that set on the location that they may or may not need.
All right, and tell us what else we have. Some of the maybe the newer developments in this piece of equipment.
Well, some of the developments are, when we put the variable frequency drive on there, we kept the same size generator, but we were able to upsize the electric motor that we run. So it's nearly double the size of the standard motor that comes on this unit. Also, we were able to increase the RPMs, which causes the centrifugal to give us more volume and a higher pressure, which is the benefit of this drive system. We moved the inlets from the unit down lower so that when our customers hook up their hoses, keeps it down out of the way, cleans up the side of the tank so that everything that they hook up, with the exception of this discharge pipe, is all down low and user-friendly.
Now, John, one of the great things about Mud Technology is you all really listen closely to the needs of your customers, and that's what brought us this change here, huh?
It is. David, one of the things customers asked us for was an easier way to set these units up. We looked at putting on hydraulic jacks, electric jacks, which we can do both. This particular unit has the electric jack. It's got an electric motor on this side. It actually has a switch right here. You push it and it runs.
Does the work for you?
It does. In case the motor does go out, there still is auxiliary handles that can be put on this unit so that the customer can get the unit up and move it out of the way in case of a challenge. One of the things we incorporated into our system last year were our easy open clean out doors. There are two levers that compress down, hold the doors themselves closed and sealed until the end of the job when it's time to clean the tanks out and get ready to move to the next job. There's two levers. You pull both levers and you flip the door back out of the way, allowing easy access to the tank compartments. This makes it easier on the customer to be able to clean the tanks and get the system ready to go to the next job. David, another feature we have on this unit is our centrifugal pumps. There's two styles of pumps that are used. One is the rope packing, which takes a rope style packing in there with compression to help seal this. The other is the mechanical seals. The mechanical seal itself actually is a sealing assembly that works on its own to keep the liquid out and off the ground. Mud Technology, as of 2015, uses 100% mechanical seals in all of their units, thereby keeping the pollution down or keeping the mess down on the location and protecting Mother Earth.
So it sounds like a great piece of technology, a great piece of equipment, and more reasons why folks need to come by and see you in booth 757.
Yes, we invite everybody to come see us here at the Groundwater Show 2015. Please come by and introduce yourself and get to know us. I think we can show you what we have available and what we can do for you. And everybody welcome.
Yes, 757 is the booth number. Mud Technology, all about building relationships, and they'd love to build a relationship with you. So come by and see them here on the floor at the 2015 Groundwater Expo.
Thank you.
Here in booth 711 with Kamal of CRI Pumps. Kamal, tell us a little bit about what you all do.
Hi everyone, I am from CRI Pumps. We are a large manufacturer of water pumps, mainly borehole pumps, all stainless steel, as well as the motors, right from 4 inches up to 10 inches. We go up to half horsepower, up to 300 horsepower of motors, and we export to almost to 120 countries. And we are in this region for last 10 years and doing a good job. And we also have inventory maintained here in Oklahoma City. So we are looking for a good dealers to buy and the water well dealers to buy our products. Thank you very much, and welcome to visit our booth at 7-Eleven in the Groundwater Expo. Thank you.
The 2015 Groundwater Expo, again, CRI Pumps here in booth 711. Here in booth 719 on the floor of the Groundwater Expo, this is the Franklin Electric booth here with Scott Staten. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing good.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you again. You guys at Franklin Electric, you always bring something neat, the latest technology. Tell us what you got this year.
Absolutely, we're always trying to bring out new products, and this is another new one this year. If you remember, we brought out the sub drive last year,
Right.
and it had FE Connect in it, which is basically you're connecting to a smartphone, and you can control and do your setup on the system. We're doing the same thing with a new product, which is our sub monitor. This is our motor protector. We've had it for years, but this is a completely redesigned one. With the newer technology nowadays, you can just come out with a lot neater stuff for the market.
Right.
So this one has got a detachable face. It's an NEMA 4X. The face can go on the front of a control panel. We're showing one of our larger control panels here with Franklin Control Systems. And it's got a lot of other features you can see in there as well. We've got some input and outputs on the front that are much easier to get to, much easier to set up. And it's small and it's smaller than the old design, and it's very modular and and very flexible. This display that was really awesome, the way we've set it up, so we can actually demonstrate to the well drillers that are in the show, is we're going to demonstrate what we'll do is we'll pump the basin dry, which is just like pumping a well dry, and the system's going to shut the motor down because it's a motor protector, and that's one of the features it has built into it.
Yeah, you're going to want to make sure that you come by, as always is the case here at the Expo, the Franklin Electric booth. Again, it's 719. Going to be here all week, and a lot of neat stuff looks like you got here.
We're looking forward to it.
It's going to be a great week. Franklin Electric, again, booth 719 here at the Groundwater Expo. Here in booth 1302, this is Proactive and Environmental Products. This is Megan and Farah. Good to see you guys. First of all, tell us a little bit about the company.
Proactive Environmental Products continues to engineer and manufacture the most innovative 12-volt groundwater pump systems, field supplies, and filters available for the last 25 years. We're known globally for our Monsoon, our 12-volt stainless steel pump system, for its simplicity and reliability. There's no need to take heavy gas generators out to the site anymore, or air compressors. If you're driving to a well, you just take the pump, hook it up to a 12-volt deep cycle battery, turn the dial, and you're sampling. So it's that simple.
As far as sample integrity is concerned also, we have one client who implemented our 12-volt sample champ pump, and primarily they wanted to just streamline their sampling process. But what they found out was that for the past 10 years, they were sampling and getting readings of 400 NTUs. Once they implemented our pump, they were getting readings of 2. So that's a huge difference.
So tell us, what is next for Proactive?
Well, Proactive, we have a lot of technology in the works. Stay tuned. Come by our booth at 1302. Check out what we have. The whole pump lineup is here.
It's going to be a good week, isn't it?
Yeah, thanks. And sample like a champ. Don't forget.
Free beer.
Also, 1302, again, Proactive Environmental Products. Here on the floor of the 2015 Groundwater Expo, booth 757. That's where you'll find Mud Technology. David Bosser is with Mud Technology. Tell us about the piece of equipment we're standing in front of here, Dave.
Okay, thank you, David. This unit we're looking at here is a DCP 125. It's a 125 horsepower diesel engine which drives a 250 series centrifugal pump, mechanical seals, maximum impeller. It features a 70-gallon tank for operation for the entire day without having to stop and refuel.
Now you all have a couple of different kinds of pit pumps. Let's start with this one here. Talk to us about that one.
This pit pump over here is a new design that we're improving on constantly. It's a above ground pit pump. It comes with a tank where you don't have to actually dig a hole in the ground. This pit pump is freestanding. The fluid will come out of your drill hole, go into a tank, and be recycled without ever touching the ground.
Talk to us about the specifications of this right here.
Specifications of this particular unit are that it's capable of generating in excess of 160 psi. At little or no pressure, it can produce 700 gallons a minute. At maximum pressure, of 160 psi, 400 gallons a minute. It's a powerful pump. Driven with such a large motor, it's a great aid in moving the fluid out of your hole. The one we have over here is basically the same design, except that this actually goes into the pit in the ground.
So if you have questions, David and the folks here at Mud Technologies, they have the answers. Again, booth 757. Come by and see our friends here at Mud Technology. Here with Scott Staten of Franklin Electric. You guys always have such a fantastic booth and such a great opportunity for folks to come by, meet you, see you, and check out what you all are up to. Tell us what we're in front of right here and some of the new things going on at Franklin Electric.
Well, this is a new addition to our solar product line. We started out with solar a couple years ago. We've really advanced it this year. This is a new modular design. We're calling it the Photon. Okay. And it's basically an inverter. It's taking your DC current from your solar panel. It's going to convert it into AC current and run a motor. We do that with our current sub drives right now, and we've added to it with, like I said, with this Photon, and we have quick packs. So what that means, you're going to get a pump, motor, and the drive all in one package. Very competitive and very innovative product. It's modular now, it's repairable in the field, and it's a NEMA 4X enclosure, which means you get it out there in these remote areas where you don't have the grid power, and it needs to be protected. So this is the design we have. Actually at the show, if you come by our booth, you'll check it out. We're actually running this motor right here, which is actually a surface motor. Our first iteration of this, we're going to be running our submersible motors and pumps and having those as a package. But future occurrences of this, we're going to innovate a little bit more, and we'll be able to run a surface motor and have some different programming in it. Yeah. It's a very innovative product, and we're really excited about it.
Tell us, for you all at Franklin Electric, the Groundwater Expo, what is this an opportunity for you all to do?
It's really an opportunity for us to shine and show what we're doing in the market, show the market and the well drillers out there what we're doing and what we have available to them, and how we're leading the market with innovation. And just if you could take a look at our display, if you get to see our booth when it's ready, it's really stellar. Yeah. It's awesome.
It's stunning for sure. Scott, appreciate the time, and you're going to want to make sure at this year's Groundwater Expo, make it by booth 719 to see the good folks at Franklin Electric. You'll find the Rex McFadden Company in booth 536 here at the 2015 Groundwater Expo here with Dawn. Tell us a little bit first of all about the company.
Well, it originated about 55 years ago. I'm Rex McFadden's daughter, and he passed away around 3 years ago, so my daughter and myself are running the company. We're located in Lubbock, Texas. We've specialized probably in our Skyrex elevators, 1.5 inch up to 30. Everything you'd need for oil well equipment, water well equipment, and we love all our customers. Come by and see us. We love what we do, and we'd be thrilled to help you.
Yeah, booth 536 again, the Rex McFadden Company. Come by and see these guys here at the 2015 Groundwater Expo. The 2015 Groundwater Expo off and rolling here on the MUTEC stage, right in the middle of the showroom floor, with an esteemed guest. This is Sora Pandey. He is the M. King Hubbard Award winner. A little bit of a background on you, sir. You're with GSI Environmental out of Newport Beach, California, and you're this year's recipient again of the M. King Hubbard Award. And just by way of background, that's presented to a person who has made major science or engineering contributions to the knowledge of groundwater through research, technical papers, teaching, and practical applications. So first of all, congratulations.
Thank you, David.
Now, for you, what does this award mean to you?
This award is a lifetime achievement award for me. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing things,
Right.
but it's an honor. And when you look at the list of names of previous recipients,
Right.
There are
quite
really
a group.
esteemed names.
Yeah,
It's quite a group.
quite a
yes.
group.
I feel humbled by it.
A quote of someone about you, and it says, his contributions to our industry over your 26-year career are more far-reaching and nuanced than simply authoring industry-leading software. So 26 years you've been involved in this industry, huh?
That is correct.
Yeah, and then what was it that got you into it?
It started with my PhD and with my master's degree, and I always wanted to do something with codes and coding, and that is where the funding was. So that's what led me into this industry, actually.
Yeah, it sounds like it was a pretty good choice 26 years ago.
It was, and when you know there's funding for a student, you know that there's a job ahead of you.
Right.
So
How rewarding has your 26-year career been to you personally and intellectually as well?
it's been extremely rewarding. I've enjoyed doing this. It's a pleasure. It's like they say, when you enjoy your job, it's not a job, and that's how I feel.
Yeah, yeah. You're best known as the author of the ModFlow USG, and are you fine with that kind of being a part of your legacy in this industry?
Yes, I am. I think it's a good achievement. I think it's something that the industry was looking forward to.
Right.
And we just did it. And more than just me, it's a collaboration. It's been a collaboration with a lot of people, and it's been working, and we continue to work on that collaboration.
Yeah, and word is you're updating, that there's going to be an update?
That is correct. We are going to have more updates coming soon.
Yeah. Soon is all you'll say, huh? Soon.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, congratulations on the award. You're quite respected in this industry.
Thank you, David.
And then enjoy the 2015 Groundwater Expo.
Thank you so
All
much.
right, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Sora Pandey, the winner of the M. King Hubbard Award here at the 2015 Groundwater Expo. All roads at the 2015 Groundwater Expo lead to the MUTEC stage, the NGWA stage you'll find right in the middle of the convention hall. We're here with Jiangbo Yu. He is the winner of the John Him Award for Excellence in Science and Engineering in recognition of outstanding scientific contribution to the understanding of groundwater. Thanks for being with us, and congratulations on this award.
Sure, David. Thank you.
What does it mean for you to walk away with the John Him Award for Excellence in Science and Engineering?
I think the most is for recognition over the years, my research work, and also the collaboration with my colleagues and students being with me around the years.
Right. And you've been you're at UNLV is where you are. How long have you been at UNLV?
Oh my gosh, it's been almost just over the 15 years.
15 years. I know to get an award like this and this type of recognition, I'm sure there's a great deal of hard work that has gone into it. For you, has it seemed like hard work, or is it something you're really interested in, and it's kind of like you're doing something you enjoy?
Yeah, I think it's your last part, something I've been enjoying doing it over my entire life. So it's kind of naturally going to work every day, going to the field and work in the lab with the students. So. Right. I would say, maybe when you look at the work, maybe it's hard, but for most of the part, I'm really enjoying doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, and you really enjoy the research aspect of it, right?
Yeah, that's right. And also teaching too, because, I want to share what my research in the classroom, so students can take in the classroom how I've been doing the research really to look at how the groundwater, how that really the access to us for the important resource.
Now, you're at UNLV, so I would think it would be easiest for you to get here than anybody else, but you said you flew in late last night. So tell us, what are you working on now?
Yes, I just came from training last night, just for this convention. And, most of my window break, I going to China and some other country really to look at how the climate change being affect the groundwater resource.
Right.
And, before that, when I come to Las Vegas, we spend lots of time really studying the Yucca Mountain, how that contamination could potentially endanger the groundwater resource here in Las Vegas, in Nevada, and so forth.
Yeah, so you're staying busy, huh? Yeah, staying busy. Well, congratulations, Zhangbo Yu, the winner of the John Him Award for Excellence in Science and Engineering here at the 2015 Groundwater Expo. On the MudTech stage at the 2015 Groundwater Expo here with Vic Kelson. You're with Lane Christensen, and you're here because you all won an award. It's the Outstanding Groundwater Supply Project. You're a co-recipient in that. First of all, when you heard the news that you all won, what's that feeling like?
We were thrilled. It was a great project, and the project itself was the most rewarding thing I've ever worked on. It's a very different kind of situation. Yeah. And so we were thrilled to get the award because it really made even more clear how special this work was to us.
Right.
We're really happy to be here.
So tell us a little bit about the project itself. It was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, right?
It is, yes. In Baton Rouge, there's a problem with salty groundwater coming across a fault on the south side of town. And so as water withdrawals exceed the natural yield of the formation, what's happened is salt has started migrating northward from the fault. And over about 50 years, they've been seeing the salty water arriving in production wells. And so the problem they wanted, what the water company wanted, was to stop the salty water from getting to a well field.
Right.
And so the project we did, we pump away the water that has the salty water, but since the salty water is all at the bottom of the formation, by using two wells, one above the other, we pump the fresh water off to be used as produced water for the water company, and the salty water goes to waste.
Now you explained that well, but it sounds pretty complicated. Was it more difficult than you anticipated?
Well, it was. The hardest thing about it, well, first of all, we had to simulate the design. We had to do modeling to demonstrate to ourselves that a particular configuration of wells would work effectively, just because we couldn't put both wells exactly in the same place.
Right.
They're 1,500 feet deep, so you have to be attentive to how far apart the wells are going to have to be simply to get them constructed.
Right.
And so we had to do modeling to demonstrate that it would work. And then we had to convince our entire project team, which was Owen and White Engineers of Baton Rouge and Baton Rouge Water Company. Everyone was on board with the concept, and we had to really demonstrate to ourselves and to clients and to all the members of the team that the project would work.
You refer to this as the most rewarding project of your career. Why so?
Well, Baton Rouge has been witnessing this advance of salty water in that aquifer for half a century.
Right.
And it really is threatening to the public water supply, and also there's industrial supply that's affected there as well. So from a policy perspective, there's a real challenge in trying to decide, first of all, how are we going to use this aquifer wisely, and also, which is a long-term project, just trying to figure out what's going to happen there. That's not what I do. Our job was to make sure that they could continue to use this well field for another 20 or 30 years.
Right.
So what we're really doing is we're affecting the lives of the citizens of Baton Rouge and visitors and all the things that go on there simply by helping to make sure that the water supply remains robust. sustainable.
Oftentimes here at the Groundwater Expo, it's often about the equipment, and there's so much conversation about equipment, but it really does boil down to how it affects people's lives.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line.
That's what this was about for us.
Well, Vic, thank you, sir. Congratulations to you and Lane Christensen and all the folks down there in Baton Rouge.
Thank you. And I want to thank NGWA and all the people here have been great. It's been a real pleasure and a good time to be here. And also thank all of our colleagues in Baton Rouge at Owen & White and Baton Rouge Water Company.
Congratulations to you all. Award winners here at the 2015 Groundwater Expo. Here with Bob Cleary on the MudTech stage at the 2015 Groundwater Expo. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Okay, thanks for inviting me.
You're up here, we're chatting because of a special recognition award recipient is what you are for your work. First of all, whenever you found out that you won that award, how did that had to give you a sense of satisfaction?
It was a great deal of satisfaction, and especially because it was recommended, or let's say I was nominated by one of my peers, one of the people who teaches with me,
right,
my courses, and then he got support from other people I teach with. The Princeton Groundwater courses have, I think, the best teachers in the world.
Right.
And when your own peers nominate you and write nominating letters, when I read the letters, I was just, it just thrilled me.
Yeah.
And then when I found that I won, they awarded me and I won that particular award. It was very, very satisfying.
There is, you taught a professional development short course for a good while, and you actually developed a course. So talk to us, tell us about that. What did you develop, and what were those courses that you developed?
Okay, well, the first course that we taught and developed was back at Princeton University back in the late 70s. It was called the Princeton Groundwater Pollution Hydrology course.
Mm-hmm.
And that course went on till, I'd say, well, it still goes on today, but the follow-up course to that was called the Princeton Remediation course.
Right.
And that started in 1995. A year before that, in 1994, I believe it was, at least they said that today, couldn't remember back that far, I began teaching in the National Groundwater Association Mod Flow course.
Right.
And that's been going on every year, once a year. The remediation course we teach twice a year. And the groundwater pollution hydrology course we teach 3 times a year in the U.S. and once a year in Brazil.
Mm-hmm. You've worn many different hats over the years, but is it teaching that you most enjoy?
Yes. Yeah, teaching.
No doubt about it.
Teaching is my calling.
Is it really?
My vocation in life, and love teaching.
Yeah.
I love teaching in the Princeton course. It's like having a private university.
Yeah. And how many students would you guess you've impacted and taught over the years?
We looked at them, and to our surprise, I suppose, over 20,000.
Wow.
It's hard to believe, but
that is amazing.
Yeah. But back in the 80s, when groundwater was growing,
uh-huh,
we were teaching these courses 4 times a year, and in each course we'd have 160, 180 people. Our largest course was 213, I remember back in 1993. So groundwater was taking off in the 80s, and so teaching 4 times a year, and then we had the remediation course twice a year, and those all add up over time. And you wonder, have we taught them all? It seems like
they keep coming, huh?
They keep coming.
Yeah. Now, talk to us just a bit also. You've had a fascinating career. Talk to us about spending 12 years in Brazil.
Yes. After leaving Princeton University in 1979, I moved to Brazil, and then I ended up as a teacher at the Institute of Geosciences, which would be Institute of Geology. They call them institutes.
Right.
The Department of Geology in the States,
uh-huh,
as a professor there from 1980 up to 1991 when I came back to the States.
Yeah.
And so I ended up learning Portuguese. I'm fluent in Portuguese. I can write it and read it and speak it.
Right.
And I had a chance to write a chapter down there called Groundwater, Águas Subterrâneas, which is in Portuguese, which they use in Brazil.
Yeah. In your nomination, this is what was said of you, that your courses were impactful and that the content is unmatched.
Yeah.
Is that satisfying to hear that?
It's very satisfying. That's Murray Anderson was the one that nominated me and wrote that up, and I was very pleased to hear that. And I think it's true. We try very hard to give the very best stuff, cutting edge material for the students, and we get a lot of feedback from them. And of course they're still popular, so which means that they enjoyed it, and they keep coming back and telling us that it works.
Yeah, you say you run into folks all the time who say
all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Many years of faithful service, and you've impacted a great many lives. So congratulations on that and for this award.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much, Bob Cleary, the winner of the Special Recognition Award here at the 2015 Groundwater Expo. Here with Michael Campana of Oregon State University talking about the National Groundwater Research and Educational Foundation. First of all, want to alert everyone there's an auction coming up today.
That's right. From noon to 1 p.m. at the NGWA booth, which is booth 327. It's kind of in the middle here. And we've got a lot of neat things that you can bid on to support a worthy cause.
And now, the educational, the foundation, talk to us a little bit about what is the mission of it? What is the work you're trying to accomplish?
Well, as the name says, David, we're focused on education and research, and we have a number of educational programs. We give out a number of different scholarships, both to graduate students, undergraduate students, and high school students who are interested in a future in the groundwater industry. Right. We support our 2 lecture series, the McElhenney Lecture Series and the Darcy Lecture Series. That's supported through foundation funds. We also have a research funds where we can fund small research projects. When I say small, on the order of maybe no more than $15,000 or $20,000, and these research projects are open to anybody. So if a contractor has a great idea, or a scientist or engineer, or a student or something like that, we'd encourage them to submit a proposal. Again, we accept them not throughout the year, but there's certain times, we accept them. Right. And we also have one thing that's close to my heart is the Developing Nations Fund. And this is oriented specifically towards organizations or individuals who are working on water supply, groundwater supply, or groundwater protection work in a developing nation. And so we can give out anywhere, I think, maybe a maximum of $15,000 or so. We're doing something interesting this year. We gave an award to Melissa Lencheski from Northern Illinois University. And what Melissa is going to do is she's going to the country of Myanmar, which most people know as Burma, and which recently looks like it's going to be returning to democracy. And in this coming summer, and I'm going to go over with Melissa, we're going to conduct a 2-week short course on essentially basic hydrogeology at one of the universities there. And this is interesting because they know groundwater is important over there, but they don't really know much about it. And they have very few tools, virtually no books. They sometimes have internet access when the power is on, and so we're going to go over there and teach faculty and some students some of the basics of groundwater.
Yeah. How is the best way for folks to find out more about the National Groundwater Research and Educational Foundation?
Well, the best way to do it is if you drop by our booth. We have copies of the annual report from last year, but you can just go to the NGWA website, ngwa.org, and as you go along the top there and you see the various items, it says, I believe it says Charitable Foundation or Foundation, and you can go there and you can see all the different funds we have. We have, I believe at last count, we have 7 or 8 different funds, and you can even donate there, and you can specify your donation to go to this fund or that fund, or just put it in the kind of an unrestricted fund. So, but that's the best way to find out about it. Or if you can buttonhole me or one of the other foundation board members, we'll bend your ear about the NGW Research and Educational Foundation. And I also want to mention that this is a 501c3. It is a charitable foundation. It's separate financially from the main organization, so your donations are tax deductible to the fullest extent of the law.
Yeah, great cause, a great thing that the National Groundwater Association does. So head to that website and take advantage of that. Michael, thanks for your time.
David, thanks for having me. I enjoyed it.
Here on the MudTech stage at the 2015 Groundwater Expo with Ken Wood. Ken, you are a recipient of a Life Member Award. So first of all, congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Now, a Life Member Award, that's pretty prestigious. When you found out you'd won that, how did that make you feel?
Too old. I hope it's not over yet.
Oh, it's not over. Not over for sure. Your story in your career, your life, has really taken a fascinating turn. So let's kind of try to recap it. So you were just in the groundwater industry, just kind of minding your own business, right? Growing a business.
Yeah, we had grown pretty big at the time, and we had an old rig for sale in a mission from York, Pennsylvania, came to buy it and send it to Ghana. And they, not knowing that they need another $100,000 worth of equipment to go with the rig. Anyway, long story short, they got the rig over there, paid for that with their church money, and asked if I would go teach the locals. And I said maybe.
Right.
And 2 weeks later, I go to a bank seminar in South Carolina, and a key speaker comes out and says, "My name is Albert, I'm from Ghana." And that scared the bejesus out of me.
Took that as a sign, huh?
Absolutely, but furthermore, his speech was on having to walk 2 miles twice every morning to get water out of a scum pond.
Wow.
And that he was taking shots to this day from the water that he was drinking.
Now,
so
what
when God calls, pick up the bloody phone.
That's right. Now, what year was this? When did that take place? Around?
That was all in early '06.
Early '06.
Yeah.
All right. So from that point, that sort of auspicious beginning, kind of reluctantly diving in, in Ghana and now Tanzania, right?
Yes.
And how many wells have you personally been a part of being drilled, Bill?
Personally, 400 in Tanzania and probably 600 in Ghana. We have over 1,000 in Ghana now.
Goodness.
At least 600 in Ghana, maybe.
And how many lives does that affect over there? So with those 1,000 wells, how many people have been impacted?
They tell me about 1 million, but Albert, the guy that was giving the speech that day, tells me that's for one day. So this year, next year, next year,
Right.
you're affecting 1 million, and maybe 10 years it's another 1 million just with the few that you've done, you know. So that's kind of encouraged me a little bit more.
Yeah, that just seems amazing to me. 1 million people from '06 to now. That's just incredible. As you hear about that and hear about the impact, does it humble you and surprise you a bit?
You don't have to tell me anything. It's all, you feel it in the heart. You know,
Right.
you don't have to say, nobody has to say anything. You walk through the villages and no one has to say anything. You just get it. That's my paycheck.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, congratulations
Yes,
on
sir.
the award, and thanks so much for all that you do. That's just incredible.
Thank you.